Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the channel. So for those of you who are new or are old timers, I just wanted to put this announcement that I changed the channel name. I will give more details about it at the end of this discussion as to why and some of the reasons. But basically what is on task today or on hand is the fact that I think the Batman game might get a huge outlet in its promotion come June. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because IGN, the big gaming news platform, has actually announced an event that they're calling the Summer of Gaming. This is an event that IGN is planning for June, and they're actually wanting to actually get a lot of games in front of people because the cancellation of E3 has provided an opportunity for this. In fact, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be on this show, and as we know, Cyberpunk 2077 I think is a Warner Brothers published game. So if you look at it that way, it just makes sense to me that this Batman game can actually come in that kind of light. Now, it's not that Warner Brothers, let me correct that, it's not that Warner Brothers is publishing Cyberpunk, but they are distributing Cyberpunk 2077 in North America. So they kind of have their hands in that. And I think if Cyberpunk or if CD Projekt Red is making that decision, they might be more inclined to bring their own IPs to a program like that. And I think this is where many gamers might gain kind of a better attention to be able to see what's going on. Sony did also, before all of this stuff went down, had canceled E3. And so they're probably not going to be showing up on a platform like that because they have their own thing. Warner Brothers also has their own thing. They can do a very good presentation online. They can use different outlets and channels. They have a lot of social media presence. They have a strong social media presence. And a lot of people may not recognize this, but, as a conglomerate, they're able to push out a product if they need to using the different means and the different channels. So I'm hoping that this IGN event actually provides a lot of metrics that a lot of other video game companies can actually see happening. So example is perhaps right now the hype that's going on. I think IGN is kind of doing this because I think it's probably going to benefit them. And even if some developers have announced that they're going to be there, they may have also, kind of asked IGN to most likely keep these things under wraps so that nothing, is actually put out there. So it's either Warner Brothers is going to make this move or they're probably going to go their own way. But based on some new developments, and if you watch my video yesterday that I put out on, some leaker talking about some of Warner Brothers IPs that are slated for this summer and some announcement, you'll see that, the chatter is now starting to get louder. The country and different nations and different societies are starting to return to, basic daily life. Yes, with modified changes here and there, but largely it seems like there is kind of this air of relief in the atmosphere. And I think that's probably going to be pushing people now to, go hard at what they were doing before. Either it was working hard or, maybe engaging in different things that they were doing. And once people start going back to work and hopefully different economies in the world start to kind of kick back in gear, I think these companies are not going to be shy to actually put out their product. If you even want to stack up things, on top of one another, I think it also has created an environment too, with Assassin's Creed Valhalla being also revealed by Ubisoft for the end of the year. So there is a lot to be spoken about. There's a lot to be talked about. And there are multiple platforms that these companies can actually come out with. But I think because IGN is already providing a natural, I would say environment for this to happen, I think Warner Brothers is more likely to go on their platform. And then you can also look at the history of Warner Brothers and their relationship with IGN. If you look at even Mortal Kombat 11, Johnny Cage's reveal was actually first put out by IGN, even before NetherRealm Studios put it out. So that is a very keen, relationship for NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers to say the very first people that will drop this Johnny Cage reveal trailer is going to be IGN. This is before Mortal Kombat 11 was actually released, where they were showing off some of the characters on the roster bit by bit until the release date. It was quite interesting to see that was basically the gaming company that got a whole character reveal to themselves. I mean, you look at other big outlets like Game Informer, who have also had some really good relationships with Warner Brothers, but I don't think they have that kind of a relationship anymore, nor do I think they have as much as an influence or reach. But IGN does have the huge influence and the huge reach. In fact, IGN boasts of being available, serving about 45 different countries. That is a huge global reach for a gaming news platform. Actually, I'm sorry, 112 countries and 25 languages. And so the reach that IGN has with 112 countries, possibly, I mean, basically almost every continent or almost every region that you can look at, I don't think Warner Brothers is going to take this summer of gaming lightly, and I think they're most likely going to make a move. And I think they need to make that move using this vehicle. And I think this has provided an opportunity for IGN to even be able to schedule something like this, even on the back of E3 or even maybe before E3. This is something that I think, at the time that many people are very skeptic about E3, and at the time that E3 has not necessarily had a good reputation because of the past events, like, games journalists, their names and their details being basically mishandled, and people were able to get a hold of this kind of information. This is something that I think IGN can basically work with, because a lot of this stuff is going to, centralize everything on their platform. And then even Warner Brothers themselves can then not only go on IGN, give them kind of a, first dibs, and then start to hit up other independent creators, other independent outlets, and then start to get some more of the buzz going. So I don't know. I think if they don't leverage this opportunity, it'll be a waste. But like I said, Warner Brothers also has a very strong presence on the internet and a very strong social media presence. But I don't think they're going to back out of a gaming platform that has over 112 countries under their belt, with 25 different languages. I mean, think about the regions that play Batman games. I mean, you'll be very shocked about how this game is actually very loved worldwide. And so if they can get that worldwide reach and even burst through North America using that vehicle, it is no doubt for them that they're going to be, they're going to jump on that train. And even if they don't even announce a Batman game, I think they'll probably leverage it for some other games, because there are other games that Warner Brothers is working on. There are other editions of Mortal Kombat. There's another edition of Mortal Kombat that's actually coming up. And then there are also, combat packs that will be, a combat pack that is due to be announced very soon. So we're probably going to be seeing it very soon. But I can't imagine that Warner Brothers is going to bring all of this stuff and ignore a Batman game when it's been rumored that Warner Brothers Montreal is making a Batman game. It's been hinted, with different symbols by Warner Brothers Montreal themselves. I don't imagine that, we're not going to be seeing some kind of an announcement. And if we don't see an announcement, I know that, I still can say the game is still in a very, very, early stage or mid phase, or even, in a phase where they're not ready to bring it out, but they want to make sure everything is tightened before the game drops. So that's basically my analysis on the matter right now. Hopefully we see something come in the future. And I guess that's basically it. Now, to what I promised about changing the channel name, I decided to go ahead and change the channel name from VGFightSchool to Gamey Plays. I do have a second YouTube channel called Gamey Daddy, and I cover Tom Clancy's The Division, and I cover Ubisoft games and some other games here and there. Action games, shooter games that are RPG based lightly, but largely I cover The Division 2. So I decided to name the second channel Gamey Plays, so that it will kind of match closely to my main channel, and so that members of that audience who also share what you guys in this community share can see my work and also support, and eventually start to build some traction. Because, if I'm making my content, I want you guys to enjoy that content, and I also want a lot of my other community to see this content, because even sometimes they're the ones who kind of inspired me to start this second channel. They told me, they said, yo, Division sometimes gets really boring and dry, which, yes, MMO style games can get boring. And he asked me to cover other games, and I don't want to cover other games on that channel. So I created this medium as a way to reach wider audiences and cover other games and cover other ideas as well. So I hope that makes sense. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. I appreciate you guys so much, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.